A U.S. spy plane was dangerously intercepted by Russian jets over the Black Sea today, escalating tensions in an already fraught U.S.-Russia relationship. This incident is not just another military encounter. It could signal a potential crisis between nuclear powers. Here's what we know. As the dust settles from today's dangerous intercept, the world is left to ponder what could unfold next. This incident, a close encounter between U.S. and Russian military aircraft, has raised significant alarm among global observers. Both nations have a long history of military engagement and rivalry, particularly in contested regions like Eastern Europe and the Arctic. The potential for miscalculations has been a persistent concern, especially given the heightened military posturing in recent years. Experts note that the frequency of such encounters has increased, making today's incident particularly alarming. Several scenarios are possible following this incident. First, if both nations choose to de-escalate, diplomatic channels may be engaged to clarify the incident and prevent future occurrences. This would involve increased communication and possibly new rules of engagement in contested airspace, which could mitigate risks in future encounters. Such measures might foster an atmosphere of cooperation that could lead to broader arms control discussions. Next, if tensions escalate, we could witness heightened military readiness on both sides, with increased surveillance missions by the U.S. and more aggressive responses from Russia, creating an environment fraught with risk. This could lead to a dangerous cycle of provocation and retaliation, reminiscent of Cold War dynamics. Lastly, if this incident is leveraged for propaganda, it could further entrench the narratives in both countries about the other's aggression, complicating any diplomatic efforts. Experts are closely monitoring the situation, emphasizing the need for both sides to exercise restraint. In the coming days, one key indicator to watch will be any changes in military flight patterns in the region. With the potential for miscalculation ever present, the path taken by both nations will be pivotal in shaping the geopolitical landscape in the months to come. The tension leading to today's dangerous intercept over the Black Sea has deep historical roots. Recent events, particularly since the escalation of the Russia-Ukraine conflict in 2014, have transformed the Black Sea into a critical battleground for influence between Russia and NATO. Following Russia's annexation of Crimea, the region became a focal point for military posturing, with both sides ramping up their naval and aerial capabilities. In response, the U.S. and its allies have significantly increased their military presence, conducting surveillance flights aimed at monitoring Russian activities. These flights are crucial for gathering intelligence on military movements, but have also become provocative actions in an already charged atmosphere. The legacy of Cold War aerial encounters looms large, where the risk of miscalculation was an ever-present concern. Today, however, the situation is exacerbated by a stark reduction in trust between the U.S. and Russia, coupled with heightened stakes involving Ukraine's sovereignty. As the ongoing war continues, both sides employ military posturing and deterrence strategies, further complicating the dynamics. Russia perceives U.S. surveillance flights as direct threats to its national security, while the U.S. justifies its operations as essential for maintaining regional stability. This collision of perceptions creates an environment where even routine military operations can escalate into dangerous confrontations. The implications of this tense atmosphere are significant, as any misstep could lead to unintended escalation, potentially drawing NATO and Russia into direct conflict. Looking ahead, the upcoming NATO summit will be pivotal in shaping the future of military engagement in the Black Sea. Leaders must seek innovative diplomatic solutions to address security concerns while fostering a climate of trust, ultimately aiming to prevent further escalation and preserve stability in this volatile region. The recent interception of a U.S. spy plane by Russian jets over the Black Sea carries significant implications for global security and international relations. This encounter occurred in a region where military operations from both the U.S. and Russia frequently intersect, highlighting the strategic importance of the Black Sea in geopolitical dynamics. The incident raises the specter of a direct military confrontation between two nuclear powers, a risk that is particularly concerning given the current global security climate. In peacetime, Such military aircraft intercepts are typically executed in a controlled and professional manner, designed to minimize risk. However, the dangerous nature of this incident underscores the potential for miscalculations that could lead to a catastrophic collision or even armed conflict. If a collision were to occur, it would not only result in tragic loss of life, but could escalate rapidly into a serious political crisis, heightening global tensions. This incident also illustrates the ongoing deterioration of U.S.-Russia relations, which have been marked by mutual suspicion and hostility since the Cold War. Both countries are currently engaged in a high-stakes game of surveillance and deterrence, with each side closely monitoring the other's military maneuvers. The geographical significance of the Black Sea cannot be overstated. It serves as a vital corridor for regional security involving key players such as Turkey, Romania, and Bulgaria. A military incident in this area could have far-reaching ramifications, potentially destabilizing the entire region and impacting European security. Moreover, the implications for intelligence gathering and military planning are profound. Should U.S. aircraft continue to face aggressive encounters, it may necessitate a comprehensive reevaluation of their operational strategies, thereby affecting the safety and effectiveness of critical intelligence missions. Additionally, this interception can be leveraged for propaganda by both nations. Russia may frame the incident as a necessary defense of its sovereignty, while the U.S. could condemn it as reckless aggression, further fueling the narrative of confrontation. As tensions continue to mount, the international community must prioritize diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation and establish clearer protocols for military encounters in contested airspace. Looking ahead, proactive engagement will be essential to prevent future incidents and promote stability in the region. On May 21, 2026, U.S. military officials reported a significant and alarming encounter over the Black Sea. At approximately 10:45 a.m. local time, a U.S. surveillance aircraft was intercepted by Russian fighter jets in a manner described as dangerously intercepted. This term indicates that the Russian jets did not merely shadow the U.S. plane, which is a common practice in international airspace, but instead engaged in aggressive maneuvers that posed a safety risk. The intercept occurred while the U.S. aircraft was conducting routine surveillance operations in a region that has seen heightened military activity amidst ongoing geopolitical tensions. Russian officials claimed that their jets were responding to an incursion into their airspace, but U.S. officials firmly disputed this, asserting that their flight complied with international laws. This incident is particularly significant given the current militarization of the Black Sea, which has become a strategic flashpoint for U.S. and NATO forces operating close to Russian borders. In recent years, the region has witnessed increased naval exercises and military deployments from both sides, raising concerns about potential miscalculations that could lead to armed conflict. The Black Sea is crucial for energy transport and regional security, making it a focal point of international interest. Unlike previous similar encounters that may have been less confrontational, this interception serves as a stark reminder of the fragile balance of power in the region, highlighting the risks involved in both surveillance operations and military posturing. The impact of this incident could be far-reaching, as it may exacerbate existing tensions between the U.S. and Russia. Analysts fear that aggressive military encounters could lead to unintended escalation, potentially involving NATO allies. Moreover, the situation may prompt increased military readiness on both sides, further straining diplomatic relations and complicating efforts for peaceful resolution. Looking ahead, the international community will closely monitor developments in the Black Sea. Continued military engagement in this strategic region raises the stakes for all parties involved. Future encounters like this one could significantly shape U.S.-Russia relations, emphasizing the urgent need for robust diplomatic channels to prevent escalation and promote stability in the region. Given the fragile state of U.S.-Russia relations, what are your thoughts on how this incident will play out? Will we see de-escalation or further confrontation? Comment your predictions below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most pressing issues.